bench it.
All right, everybody, we are live. This is actually my second attempt, so I'm hoping that everything is gonna work. Just gonna check the group, make sure the audio's coming through. Um, all right, good. All right, so yeah, we have a serious issue going on at Local 308, Local 241, and that is it's called the crisis in leadership. So this hearing begins, by popular demand. My first video in a campaign for nomination as the Local 308 president. These elections will occur in the nominations will occur in November of will be at the second week in November in 2023. Right now, Local 241 nominations are coming up in November, but I am in Local 308. We're the same union, just different locals, same contract, same working conditions. So any of the Justice Coalition candidates like Nicole Williams and Robert Thomas, possibly Andre Thompson, but it looks like Boss Hill is just going to be able to continuously illegally and properly ban him from running, courtesy of King Costa. So far, that's what we have that are in the coalition. We also have some coalition supporters. Those are coalition organizers. We have some coalition supporters as well that may be running. So as soon as we get confirmation from them, uh, we'll announce it. But for now, we're focused on 308. But the contract covers both of us. If you want to see me in office, then you're going to have to get active. That's simple. You got to help coworkers fight back against these murderous managers and participate in membership meetings. Because guess what? Once the nomination night comes in November, and I'll be there because I'm hoping to nominate some of you all for whatever you want. Um, but I ain't nominating myself. You actually got to speak up and put your reputation on the line. You can't be scared about being retaliated against for nominating me. Sorry. If you're too scared to nominate me, and I've had people tell me that, I don't want to be your president. Okay, I'm not interested. But let's get started. This is the first video. We're going to get right into it, and we're focusing on the collective bargaining agreement, the so-called contract. This thing expires in 1 year also. So we really, whether I win or run or nominate or not nominate, it doesn't matter. We still got to fight. We still got to organize. And this is a revised video. The first one I did, I screwed up on the consumer price index classifications, and we'll clear that up. All right. At the Chicago Transit Worker.com website, you can access the workers' contract. This is an unofficial worker created contract. And if you nominate me for president, and if I win, this is pretty much what you're going to be dealing with. Am I going to be putting this in your face, shoving it down your throat? Absolutely not. This is a collaborative effort in which members have been and will continue to be part of its creation. The goal is to make a contract that the members want. In Local 308, we have to do that. Local 241, we have to do that. But as a president, the responsibility would be mine to ensure that you have a say in it and that you are organized in a way that you can actually fight for it and we can take what we want. Because we can't, if we make a contract that the CTA will accept, it will be a loss for us. So we must make a contract that we want and is worth fighting for, worth sacrificing for. And you know what I'm talking about. So let's jump right to it. It's comprised of two parts. The first part is the spreadsheet. So, we have all kind of classifications in here. Anyone can participate in this. It's totally open. Use the Google Sheets app and the Google Docs app and go ahead and start plugging in things. Look at what's already there, because it may be already there. If there's a line through it, that means it's been entered. Where is it being entered? Right here. Right here. So if you have any comments, I'm hoping I can see you in the live stream. Any questions, post it in there. I am monitoring it. All right, so let's get going here. Here's an overview of it. I won't read that to you. You read it, please. It's about the history of the workers' contract. This thing has been in the making for over 2 years. And this is what pretty much you can expect. Whatever this is not going to change as far as the type of interactivity that I have with you. Number one, Article 1 is the most important article, and that is that we must work in the best possible working conditions. We need to add the word respect to this. We have to be treated with respect. I'm a union steward, and I'm dealing with managers who have absolutely no respect for us as human beings. They threaten us with violence. They threaten us with murder. This is a fact, and I'm not letting go of this. And the union leadership refuses to talk about it, but we must have it in our contract. You cannot threaten us anymore, you murderous managers. The language of the contract also has to be specified. We have to have a language that the people can understand. It's simple. The word shall, get rid of it. We have to have must or will. Shall is ambiguous. Shall's like, well, if I want to, I'll do it. If I feel like it. No. We shall do. Okay. What does that mean? Does anyone talk like that? No, they don't. Hitherto and whither. What? No one talks like that. We don't know what any of that crap means. Article 2. All right, there's some little things in here I want you to go through on your own. I won't go through all of these, all right? Right here in the video, but I want you to do it. And you do that by going to chicagotransitworker.com. I'm gonna help you out here. And then you click on the button that says workers contract, okay? And part of if I'm your president, education's going to be a big thing, a big thing. So we're going to have free classes that are online, just like I'm doing with you right now. It's not going to change. Look, what you see me doing now, as a steward, as a delegate, as an organizer in the Justice Coalition, this is exactly what I'll be doing with you. Okay, so the only thing is I have more time to do it, because if you put me in as a president, I'm going to be full time as an officer, so I'm gonna have to do this all the time. Let's see that such personnel. What does that mean? They, okay? Shall, will. You get it? Shall, will, shall, will. No, we get rid of shall. Let's just clean it up. All right? The authority will neither discharge nor, no. The authority will not discharge nor discriminate. That's it. Because of your connection to the local, all right? The records. The CTA has to give the union recent updates for the employee. That's it. Not upon request from the union. Just give it to us. Because the CTA is hiring people and moving people. People apply for jobs and they transfer departments. No, send it to us. That's it. Send it to us. And you do it electronically. All right? Keep it simple. And it's got to be from employee relations to the union. Not, some helpful person in human resources. No, we need it in the contract. Vital leave information. Okay, so you get sick, you get injured on duty, and you out. Union needs to be notified, specifically the president. Because the president then has a duty to reach out. So if I get the notice that you've been injured because whatever, the ladder broke in the shop, right? You cleaning the train or doing inspection, and the ladder breaks. You're on injured on duty. Well, I didn't know. Oh, you're injured on duty. Let me call this person up, and I got to call you. Hey, brother, what's going on? CTA says you out, man. What, are you okay? You need help? And, yeah, such and such happened. Oh, really? The ladders are broken, huh? Okay, it's an unsafe working condition. And the union president will then work with you to try to make sure this stuff is reported, and then we take action as a union. That's what we do, right? Employee commendation. That's another thing. The union needs to know when the members are getting commendations. Okay, the frontline employees are getting commendations for their great work and service to the people. Guess what? Union needs to know about it, because that's part of our mission in making sure that our employees are treated with respect. And we want to make, oh, you got commendations. Oh, now you're gonna write this person up because their necktie wasn't on right. Oh, okay. Let's see. This person's got 30 commendations. What's the problem? You just want to hit them with something? This looks like harassment. See, this is the attitude we got to take. We got to take a militant attitude and care about the members. Not look at them as, well, these are just things that give us money. The work rules. When the CTA changes the work rules, then the union must be notified. It's not a matter of, well, we have to figure it out. Hopefully a member will tell somebody, a steward or whatever. It doesn't always happen. It doesn't always happen. And these changes to work rules and bulletins may affect the health and the life of the members. So the union needs to know. You say, oh man, all these ideas ain't never gonna happen. You come up with all this, and you no. All these ideas come from various members. Okay. Some of them actually come from things that exist in other collective bargaining agreements. Okay. See, the thing is, y'all want to give me credit. That's why you call me the boogeyman. You want to say I make up all this stuff. No, I ain't making. I just hear what the members say and I talk about it. Terms about the dues, okay, and you know, we're not going to have any kind of dues. We got to fix the bylaws really for that, but we can't be having dues come out when people are on probation. So what we do, we lower the probation to 30 days, not 5 months. 1 month probation. 1 month is all you need. You don't need 3 months, 5 months. It's ridiculous. Get them in. Let's get them in, because 1 month is like, 5 months, and you still aren't protected for grievance and arbitration. That's stupid. We don't need to rip people off. Non-interference clause. Whoop, strike it out. They interfere with the CTA interferes with us all the time with the union. You should see this stuff that coming across my email. We got managers literally working with the union presidents to punish union members and to block members from getting help from union stewards and officers. It's crazy. We don't. It's just no. And discipline and all that. No, we're getting rid of that. But we got to fight for this. Subcontracting. No more subcontracting. You want a subcontract? All right. Guess what? They're going to have to pay union dues. Yep. And they can't work more than 3 months unless they're going to be hired on full time and as a union member. And we definitely aren't going to be training them. No way. No bargain for people are going to be training subcontractors, including our instructors. So just bring them in the union. Probationary period. We dealt with that. Orientation. Right now in 308, our secretary treasurer has been neglecting this. It's terrible. Got members coming to me, hey, am I supposed to meet someone from the union? I'm like, okay, well, I'm that one. So I help them out the best I can on my time, my personal time, or sneaking in between duties at work to try to talk to members. It's really sad. Pay her over $135,000. She can't spend an hour with some new people, a couple times a week. I don't get it. We need 2 days orientation, plain and simple. And it's going to be at a location we determine. We'll take the attendance, whatever. The CTA will pay for it, and we'll cover these various topics. Very important to educate new members about filing grievances, time management, handling conflicts, and the law in the contract. Successorship clause. Every union needs to have this. at the CTA, they're going to be probably breaking it up, selling it off, privatizing, whatever. We have nothing in our contract to protect our jobs. We need this. This will protect our jobs. Um, okay, this is very important. We need to have cost of living adjustment, COLA rates, wage rates, okay? So there's a note in here, and I corrected this from my previous video, and I corrected it right here on the workers' contract. The two indices, CPIW, CPIU. All right, I was saying CPII, and I put that in there. That was, it's a volunteer effort, y'all. You mess up, you do something, and a year later you look at it and like, what the hell did I just write? But there's these great articles about which one should we use, W or U. So check that out. The members should determine that. No reduction in pay. That's been there, but it's weak. All right. So we don't want working conditions to change. All right. Except or pay except as indicated by cost of living. All right. And the CPI rates, whatever it is we determine. All right. Let's look at the wages. Now, now these have to be updated because you see it goes up to 2023. So we're going through 2023. This contract we're in expires in 2023, December, right? So this is from the 2020 workers contract. So this is in the process of being updated by us in the coalition, okay? But we got to put in the CPI, the COLA rate pay, all right? But right here for wages. But we also need to put the bargain for rates. And the reason why I'm saying we do that in the workers' contract so that the members can look at what is possible and examine it and decide and debate so that me as a president can take the best of what you want and then you all democratically decide which way we're going to go. We're going to go with rates, or are we going to go with negotiated rates, or are we going to go with COLA rates? But we need to have it plugged in. We need to have this stuff ready to go. And maybe we could do both. Okay, that's another thing too. Again, how much are you willing to fight? Not give up. How much are you willing to fight to get what you want? Okay. So top rate, this all has to change because this was based on the 2020. All right. Here's more of the language, simplifying the language. This is probably going to have to change, and we'll get into that later on. As far as the maximum rates for graded positions, okay? Yeah, grade 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. More language corrections. So here's the percentages, okay? We have got to change all. You're going to be 100%. I know y'all say, "Hey man, my job is harder than his job," and see that's we can't get into that. The point of it, you do your job because you're good at it. You should be paid well because you do your job well. We're union workers, right? We come in at low rates and we move up to 100% of the operator rate. Okay? 100%. 100%. Okay? You want to be you want to be a customer assistant, you want to be a trackman, okay? We have all these different classifications, all these different qualifications. We want some to get 100 and something percent. All right, well, if that's what we bargain for, fine. But everybody that's like these janitors here and these trackmen, they need to be at 100%. It's very hard work. And you think, oh, I've seen some that are lazy. No. We're not talking about the lazy, the slackers. We're talking about those who work hard. Those who work hard deserve what they have. Slackers are going to slack. And nothing you can do about it. There's always going to be slackers. but we don't bring everyone down because we have a few slackers. All right. Now the trackmen want more life insurance because elevated subway grade level, the hazards are chemical, physical, and electrical constantly. There is no downtime away from those except when they're not doing their work, on lunch, or on break, or transferring to different locations. Okay. It is a physical degrading job. All right. Their families deserve more money if they pass away. All right. Because they're going to naturally deal with more medical ailments. All right. If we have ours on the other, and as repairmen, as janitors, and mechanics, repairers, trackmen, not trackmen, but they're different. They're different. But if the members want more for everybody, fine. Everyone should have that. But these are things that members have shared with us in the coalition, and we plug it in. All right. Now, anything regarding the progression must go to 100% within 3 years. Okay. So one of the members typed this up and submitted it. All right. So instead of more than 3 years, you just going to do 3 years. You go to 100%. All right. And of course, we can change all this too. We can debate about this. I don't like this because of such and such. Well, then let's change it. All right. More language adjustments here. All right. All right. So your training pay is 100% of the paid rate of the classification. Okay. None of this 65%, whatever. And they're not always doing that anyway. So we might as well make it 100%. Let's make it clear. Not minimum wage. Nothing. You can't cut training. At least you get paid for the training. And that pay is an incentive for you to stay. Temporary employees, strike it out. No more. No more. No more. All right. We got to change this. These dates are off, like I said, because now we're in 2020. We're going to be in the 2024 contract. We're not going to have any more FTT status. No more of that. Anyone who's FTT, especially the so-called frozen FTT flagmen, who did 2 or more years, they keep their position, but they're going to be full-time permanent. We can't tolerate anything less than this. All right. If they want another job, they can apply for that to go to, no matter what. None of this crap about some agreement long time ago. No. Stop keeping people in poverty. I know a flagman, super flagman, instructor, they turned him down for janitor because he had his safety. But they're not supposed to do that. But they were able to do that because it's a stupid thing in the agreement from before. It's just a bunch of crap. All right? Your driving record will have no effect on your promotion to full-time permanent flagman or any position at the CTA. Okay? Especially if you're a flagman. Okay? Because the flagmen have been there's a small group, but they have been totally oppressed. Completely oppressed. They have no equality to any other position in the CTA. They've had the worst level of quality of life. You get picking rights if you're current or transition. Okay, you can pick a different terminal. You don't have to stay. You hire on at Howard. You still at Howard, but you want to be at 98. 95th. You should be able to do that. If you have an RTO qual as a flagman, you have an option to pick runs. All right, you can pick any number of days in your 40-hour work week for train operation on the extra board, and they can also volunteer overtime as RTO, but you can't be forced to pick runs. Now, of course, the FTT is just while those are in until the date. We would say January 1st, 2024. In fact, I'll change it right now. All right. Because they're doing that. They're forcing them. The pick runs. Give me a break. All right, part-time employees. This has to change. We have to have full-time jobs for all. So everybody is going to go to full-time, all right? After. You could come in as part-time. Well, let the CTA, all right, you go ahead. Do your part-time thing. Save a little bit of money. Go ahead. But after that, no. You turn them over. They got a good record, you turn them over. All right? And they will have that opportunity to either be turned over, okay, or apply for. So you would turn over in your part-time position to full-time, or you can apply for something else. Real simple. We want full-time people. We don't want anyone living in poverty working at the CTA. You do 2 years, part-time, you are going. Like that's it. You're automatically transitioned. All right. Um, if you do less than 2 years now, as of when this contract is in force, all right, you have any kind of hit on your record, you got to work for 2 months with no violations before applying for or making a transition to full-time status. So yeah, we went over all this stuff with coworkers and shared. They gave me stuff, and I'm plugging it in, and all of this stuff we can debate. So I'm coming to you as a nominee for president, telling you here is something that already exists that we can use, that I am a part of, okay? But it can be changed. We can make it better, right? But we have to be able to organize and fight for it too. So if you have any contractual benefits as a part-timer, okay, they cannot be withheld if you have violations on your record after 6 months, okay? We just want to make that clear. You're not going to punish people after their 6 months as part-time by taking away any benefits that they have. It's a little added security there, all right? And you won't be prevented to making your transition due to sick book entries, FMLA, or use of your earned paid time off or vacation. And we actually put something in there for part-time earned time off and vacation. It's later in this section. And if you decline the opportunity for full-time, okay, in that classification, you must remain part-time as long as the total number of part-time workers does not exceed the limits set forth in this agreement. That comes in later. So you want to stay part-time, you can. But there's a limit. There's a limit. Some language change, but here you go. Part-time employees will receive time and a half premium pay for holidays worked. Okay? It's actually not exceptional to have this. Many, many companies do this. All right? We have to add in dental. There's no reason, and it still have it in this current agreement. You don't have dental if you're part-time. No, after 30 days, you get total health insurance benefit, including dental. Including dental. You're working on the front line, and your teeth are messed up. No, you get dental. Let's change this to 2024. There will be no increase in monthly employee contributions for premiums, okay? For your PPO, your health insurance. We have the tables here that need to be created still, but it's based on the current one. All of this fixing the part-time, the insurance covers. And here's another thing we gotta have, all right? You have a spouse that also works for the authority, you can include them as a dependent. We're not going to get 2 different policies. That's ridiculous. You're like punishing someone because their spouse works at the CTA, basically. More language, cleaning up the language, shall. Who the hell? It's just, no. So here we go with the total number of part-timers, right? Okay. So as of, we're going to change that date to 24, January 1st. All right. The maximum, sorry, let me just get this real quick. So 2024, 2025. So it's 2024, total number of part-times will not exceed 15%. All right. That includes second chance. The maximum number of part-time employees in 2025 will not exceed 5%. You get what we're trying to do here. So you nominate me for to be president, fine. I win, fine. This is what we got to fight for. And I'm not going to quit talking about it. If y'all don't want to do it, well, I think that's crazy. But I think you want to do it. Well, I got it. My job is to help you believe in yourself so that we can fight to get what we want. Not to sit there and say, well, they don't want to do it. Now, I can't make you do something. So I'm not going to be like Boss Dixon and Boss Franklin and just do stuff, to force it on you. You won't be able to force me to change the way I think. But, y'all don't want to do it. But we have to do this, y'all. We have to do this. Okay? So that's for, yeah. Okay. So let's fix that date. So that was for 241. Okay. This for 308. Okay. We cut it down a little more aggressively because it's based on what came before us. Okay. So this actually has to be, the strikeout actually has to be removed here. And I think it's, oops, that's the wrong key. I apologize. I'm oops. I just got to undo that strike through. Okay, and then have to make that color. We have to make that color red. Sorry, we have to make it black. Default. Almost done. Sorry, y'all. There we go. Okay, good. And 308. So here we go. Now this is actually in the tentative agreement now. Sort of. But it's kind of corrected, but it's not. So it goes into effect in 2023. But basically, part-timers can use the sick book and get paid. Okay. But what we do is we put in the contract, since part-time employees cannot receive pay while utilizing 7-day sick pay, you're excluded from termination or disciplinary action. Okay. Why should you be punished for it when you don't get paid for it? Especially now, okay? So let's change this to, okay. Let's change this as long as, okay? So if by, let's just say a miracle happened and we were able to just put this in place right now, this minute, we need to cover those part-timers who are in the sick book. Keep them from being punished. You shouldn't be punished for being sick, especially if you're not getting paid for it. Okay, getting paid for it, I guess I can understand that, right? Maybe you disagree with me, but if you're not getting paid for it, then you shouldn't be getting any kind of punishment. All right. So the part-time and the full-time temporary FTT and the PTT that still exists, we're gonna earn 2 paid sick days at 100% of their hourly rate. At the hourly 8-hour rate for every 6 months of service with no absences due to misses or suspensions. This is key because you can still get sick, but if you miss work or you get suspended, so you want to reward people for not missing work. You want to reward people for not getting suspended, right? Now, if they're sick, how do you do that, right? You make them come to work sick and they spread it? No, that's unsafe. So we want to reward people to come to work. So you give them basically sick days. Now, you can't prove that you're sick or not, but it's your time you should use. Now, for full timers, this is doubled, and we'll get to that later, but not in this particular video. So, after your qualification, any part timer FTT is going to get a uniform allowance immediately. Okay, so you qualified as a CA, as a flagman, you get uniform allowance. As it is now, you got to wait 6 months. No, you get 150. It ain't much. We could change that too. But it's something, and it's better than nothing. You shouldn't be going into your pocket to buy a uniform that you can only use at work. So upon completion of the 6 months, then you get additional workplace allowance, okay? And it will be renewed and it's available, all right? And as long as you are new, if you just qualified, you can't be written up for a uniform violation, okay? So if you got the wrong pants or the shirt for 30 days, no problem. You got 30 days, all right? That'll get you through probation so you don't get fired, because they could try to fire you for not having the right pants. Any unused portions will be carried over, all right? So you don't have to use it up every year. You can accumulate it, okay? And we're gonna that exists in a way, but it says in no way can it exceed 30% of the acceptable allowance. You know, I think we can change that. I just think it shouldn't exceed 30%. I don't really like that, but whatever. We can change that. New employees in training. Now, everything in red is new, so I'm telling you, this is stuff that we have collected. That this is something I'm not sure I agree with, but it's there. So if you're in training and you're qualifying, you're going from one department to the other. Okay, you're not going to be required to purchase from the vendors designated by the authority, but they must allow you to purchase the appropriate clothing for your classification at your own expense. All right, so if you want to buy your own, okay, fine, and it looks like what they have, fine, as long as it resembles it and it's safe. All right, now FTT flagmen have to be able to purchase customer assistant or RTO uniforms, because they will do information specialist, they will do train operation. So don't make them go into their pocket to buy it. Supersedes any. Let me just make a comment here. And seems oppressive. Okay. Yeah. Some language cleanup here. So here it is. This is very important. The CTA will not be obligated to fill any vacant position for which an employee is able to work. Able to work, as the job description describes. Okay. No. You are obligated, because you're a part-time. You got to get these part-timers into full-time jobs. All right. You're not gonna decide, I want to hire somebody else. I got these people, from some other company or whatever, or my friends or no. Nope. And employees who were previously terminated and subsequently reinstated through the grievance arbitration process must be given priority over the external applicants. It's got to be. Got to be. Now, if there's a current internal applicant, there's something we got to be careful with, okay? Because we don't want members hurting members, if we can get around that, all right? So 32 hours, except emergencies or authorized trades. We want to have authorized trades, okay? Very important. This was something a member came up with. I thought it was great. You get free transportation, including Metro. That's one of them Cadillac things, but we deserve that because we deserve respect. All right, some more language cleanup here. All right, so part-time operators have to have at least 3 days off. You can be part-time operator, you can have 3 days off. You have at least 3 days off because we don't want people in part-time forever. Okay, so we want members to be in full-time. Later on, we can improve our contract and our working conditions so that we have 3 days off, but we get paid the same. But that's later. We've got to fix this part-time problem, though. All right. And we have time off also. Accumulated paid time off. This is not sick pay. This is different. This is a whole nother section. This is basically vacation. You're going to get some vacation if you're part-time. All right? 1 year of service, you get 1 week off with partial pay. Get it? Part-time, partial. But you're only doing it for 6 months. So why is it a year? Well, because if you don't make it, you got some hits on your record, you still aren't going to be punished. You got to get some time off. You got to get some holiday, right? We can't just punish people. Punish, punish, punish. Let people, reward people for their coming to work. Because we give our lives to our job. All right? Here's our vacation, right? You can still do that silly, 7 days off, right? With no pay. So you're going to have that. So you got 7, basically after 2 years, you still in part-time. The contract still has room for you to be there as part-time. Maybe you choose to do that. Some people choose to be part-time. You're going to get 7 days off with pay, and you're going to get 7 days off without pay. It's part-time. But it doesn't mean part-time, no benefits. Part-time benefits. But again, it's only for 6 months, unless you can't keep your record clean for whatever reason. But you can't be punished with nothing and still doing work. Those of you who are part-time and full-time and were promoted to permanent during the term of the agreement will immediately receive 4 vacation days. We're going to say 4 paid. Vacation, 4 paid, 4 consecutive paid. Okay? Vacation days for each year served upon promotion. All right? Part-time employees, I think when this was written, though, we did it based on the 2020, so that was for 2019 on up. So of this, let's say, and the previous agreement. Yeah, there's a lot of people going on part-time now for 9 years. It's crazy. And 14, 15. Any part-time employee who reports to work will be guaranteed. It says 2 hours of pay. Nah, give us 4. Double it. Part-time bargain for employees will be permitted. See? Will be. Just clean up that. Because they want to say operators. When we want to make it clear, it's everybody. All right? It is right now. It is everybody, but it's not clear. It has to be cleaned up. Your part-time employees, granted 3 days off, would pay equal to the wages they would have earned, not to exceed 36 for attending funeral, bereavement. All right? It's 1.5. It's 1.5. And it says operator. No, we're going to just say employee. All the bargain for employees, okay? And we're going to add aunt and uncle. All right? Part-time and temporary FTT will select their work location. Language. Simplify the language. All right. Simplify the language. All right. So there's some more of this operator stuff. Local 241 part-time operators. This has changed in a little bit in the tentative agreement that we're in now. The agreement we're in now. So this may have to be updated. But I think you bus operators need to get involved, and so that we could change this for you guys. But I'm speaking now for 308, based on this campaign 2023. All right. So here's the part-time operators. All right. It says no part-time operator will be allowed to pick any scheduled runs or tricks. So now those of y'all that are being forced to pick, it's really important that you read that you know this, okay? But so if you're being forced to pick and you don't want to pick, all you gotta do is cite this, all right? That's you flagman with RTO qualification. Um, but we put in here that you have a choice to pick, so we want you to have a choice. Okay, cleaning up the language here. All right, we got this minimum of 3 hours to pay. No, it's 4 hours. Okay. You know, if you're called out and you don't get work, and they're gonna send you home. You know. And this crap here. Special part-time operators. Nope. 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 We're not making room for that anymore. This is crap. We have special part-time. No. Because that's just a way to get more part-time. So that's it for Article 1, 2, and 3. All right. Let's spread the word, share this video. You nominate me to be Local 308 president. This is the kind of thing you're looking at. I'm interacting with you. I'm working with you. It's not going to be what I want. It's going to be what you want. And I use modern technology, as you see here, to allow you and empower you to determine your future for our jobs. That'll be it. Thank you very much.